Once you have reached the login page to the Foundational Sourcing portal, click the registration link to begin the registration process. Depending on the configuration of the buyer's portal, you may be presented with the buyer's user agreement terms. If you agree to the terms outlined in the user agreement form, check the box I agree, then select Next to proceed. Registering on the portal is free and requires only a simple registration form to be completed. Fill out all mandatory fields in the organizational details and the user details section. All mandatory fields contain a red asterisk next to them. The first section, Organizational Details, gathers information on the organization registering. The second section, User Details, gathers information about key individuals within your organization who will be managing activities on the platform. There are a few things to note here. Make sure to enter your email address correctly, or you will not receive an email with your temporary password. If you would like to associate multiple emails to your Supplier account, use a semicolon to separate the values. Additional accounts can be created once you have gained access to the portal. Make sure to keep track of your username, as you will need this to log into the system. In the User Details section, there may be an email address validation. If so, select the Send Validation Code and check the email you have entered for the validation code. It may take a couple minutes to receive this email. Enter this code in the Enter Validation Code field. Once all mandatory fields have been populated, select Save to continue. Once you have completed the registration form, you will be directed to Supplier Basic Profile, where you will be requested to provide some additional information about your organization. This information can be changed by you at any time following registration. Information from the Supplier profile can be used to auto-populate information across sourcing events. Once all mandatory fields have been completed, click Save and Continue. Next, you have the ability to select any category of goods or services that you would like to associate your supplier organization with. Click Select to continue. Depending upon the category you choose, you may be asked to fill out a category-specific form providing additional details. Following the registration process, you will receive an automated email with a temporary password. Click on the hyperlink in the email to access the portal homepage. Input your username and temporary password. If you forget your password in the future, you can click on the Forgotten Your Password link to receive a new one from the system. You will be asked to provide your email and username. If you've forgotten your username, you may contact Bravo Solution for assistance. Once you've entered your username and password, you will be asked to reset your password for all future logins. Additional information may be asked of you before accessing the dashboard. Once you have logged into the system, you will be taken to your main dashboard. You can always click the main page link at the top left-hand corner of your screen to navigate back to your main dashboard. The links you see are all hyperlinks, which will direct you to the sourcing events that your organization has been invited to participate in. The events that you have been invited to will be located on this dashboard. In addition, you will receive an email every time you are invited to an event by that buyer organization. Click on the profile link either under the Quick Links section or from the modular selector to edit any information entered during the registration process. To edit your profile, simply click on the Edit button and amend any fields of your choice. Remember to always select Save when making any edits in the system. You can add sub-user accounts to your Supplier account, but we strongly recommend having one senior contact managing access for your organization. To create user roles for your organization, select the User Management tab from the toolbar, then select User Roles from the Locations menu. You can create as many roles within your organization as you like. The purpose of user roles is to define a specific set of user rights that you can assign to members within your Supplier organization. An example of a commonly created user role would be an administrative role that has unlimited access within the system. Next, select the Users tab in the Locations menu. Here you will be able to create new accounts within your supplier organization. Select Create to configure new account you wish to create. When creating new users, we suggest using a similar naming convention for all usernames. If you have already created user roles for your organization, you can assign the new user to a specific role name with a defined set of rights as configured by you. If you have not created any user roles for your organization, you will need to decide what user rights you would like to assign to the account. After filling out all mandatory fields, select Save, then select View User Rights to define these rights. As a default, no rights will be assigned to the new users on the platform. To ensure the new account has adequate levels of access to tenders, edit their user rights accordingly. Click Edit and amend their user rights by choosing from the drop-down list provided. Once finished, click Save to finalize the creation of the new account. Select Main Page and then log out. If any additional assistance is needed, please refer to the login page for support contact information.